Signal acquired. Welcome to the Borg Radio Hour with your host, Len Noe, transhuman international cybersecurity speaker, pen tester, and author. He will be your guide in navigating the human condition. Resistance isn't futile. There's no resistance, period.
Welcome to the Borg Radio Hour. I'm Len Noe, transhuman, ethical hacker, international speaker, and someone who's decided to stop waiting for the future and start integrating it directly under my skin. If this is your first time listening, good. You showed up at the beginning. No noise, no filters, no marketing language, just the signal. This is episode 1, and I'm going to set the stage, who I am, what this is, and what's coming, and why the convergence of technology and biology isn't just the next phase of human evolution, it's the battleground for our autonomy. Let's get something out of the way. I'm not here to sell you some idealized future. I'm not a Silicon Valley hype man. I don't believe in blind optimism. I believe in transparency, autonomy, and informed evolution. I've spent the last 2 decades in cybersecurity. That means I've broken into systems, built defenses, written policies, and educated C-level execs who thought they were unbreachable right up until they weren't. I have 11 microchips implanted in my body right now. Not metaphorically, not hypothetically, physically implanted. Some are simple NFC storage, access control. Others, like the VivoKey Apex, are actually cryptographic security modules that can perform actual identity verification and digital signatures. I've demoed exploits live on stage, signing into systems using nothing but the chips in my hands. I built payloads designed to exfiltrate data while appearing as nothing more than just my skin. I don't do this because it looks cool. I do it because it's real. Because we need to understand deeply what this convergence of flesh and firmware actually means for our future. So let me introduce you to the Borg Radio Hour. This isn't about trends. It's not a weekly news roundup. It's not some AI worship cult. This show is here to dig deep into the themes most people only flirt with. What does it mean when your body becomes a login credential? What happens when the government can mandate implants for your safety? What are the real consequences of integrating with AI models that evolve faster than we can legislate? How do we ethically enhance ourselves without leaving people behind, or even worse, forcibly pulling them in? I'll be bringing on researchers, doctors, black hat hackers, lawyers, ethicists, anyone who's willing to look at this thing in the eye and talk about it without flinching. Some episodes like this are going to be solo. Others will be interviews, panels, live Q&A sessions. But every time, you're going to get the unfiltered version. No PR spin and no corporate gatekeeping. We're going to start this journey with something a little bit personal to me, the VivoKey Apex. This chip I actually have implanted in my left arm. It's not visible, and you wouldn't know it's there unless I told you. But this thing is an absolute game changer. What makes it different from the old RFID or NFC chips? A single word: computation. I use it for passwordless logins, SSH key storage, decentralized identity protocols. But that power comes with some really uncomfortable implications. What if I'm arrested and forced to use my body as a key? What if the vendor updates my firmware remotely without my consent? What happens if this tech gets compromised? What happens if this tech gets commercialized and insurance companies demand proof of implantation for access to services? It's one thing to carry a device. It's another thing when the device is in you, or more specifically, you are the device. I'll be spending a lot of time on this podcast talking about transhumanism. It isn't just about augmentations, it's about philosophy. Starting off with the number one question of who owns the body? Who decides what enhancements and what's violation? When do we cross the line between augmentation and assimilation? I've spoken with people who think anyone with implants is already compromised. I've been told I'm the enemy of humanity by people who think this tech is a complete trap. But here's the truth. The trap isn't the tech. The trap is the lack of choice. I'm not here to tell anyone to chip themselves. I'm here to say you deserve to know what's out there, to see the real roadmap before someone else walks it for you. Because the next wave of surveillance, social control, and identity commodification isn't going to look like a government boot. It's going to look like convenience. And if we don't challenge that now, we're going to lose control forever. So, what can you expect in future episodes of the Borg Radio Hour? Interviews with leading researchers in human augmentation and brain-computer interfaces, conversations with whistleblowers and white hat hackers, deep dives into surveillance capitalism, digital rights, and synthetic identity, technical breakdowns of implants, wearable tech, and invasive AI, live reporting from conferences like DEF CON, Biohack the Planet, and anything else that fits the bill. We'll talk about what happens when AIs start speaking in your voice, whether your face is issued without consent, whether the line between real and rendered disappears entirely. And we'll keep asking the questions, are we guiding this evolution or is it guiding us? Thank you for joining me on this new adventure, and keep checking back. This is going to be the place to find anything that's biotech related. So until next time.
You've been listening to the Borg Radio Hour. This isn't just a podcast. This is a record of a transition point in human history. The lines between man and machine, self and system, choice and coercion, they're all being redrawn. But it's not too late to choose what side of the code you stand on. We're not just watching the future happen, we are the evolution. Stay safe, stay secure, stay sovereign, and most importantly, stay dangerous. End of transmission.